การแข่งขันกอล์ฟรายการไม้LPGA Classic 2025 ในรอบไฟนอลเป็นไปอย่างตื่นเต้นโดยเฉพาะกวนของชอย ไฮจิน คาร์ลอตตา ซิการ์ดาและโซเฟีย กาเซียอีกกวนหนึ่งคือกวนของเล็กซี่ ทอมสัน มิติลีน แซ็กสตอร์มและแนนนาโคเซส แมสเซนแม็กซิมัส กอล์ฟแชนเนลขอขอบคุณทุกท่านที่รับชมรวมทั้งกดไลค์กดติดตามและกดกระดิ่งแจ้งเตือนขอเชิญชมได้เลยครับ
Proudly present the season-long race to the CME Globe. From Belmont, Michigan, it's live final round coverage of the Meijer LPGA Classic for Simply Give. Blythefield Country Club, just about 15 minutes north of downtown Grand Rapids, opened about 100 years ago, and for the last dozen years, it has hosted the world's best in women's golf, and for the last several years, it has crescendoed on Father's Day, and from all over West Michigan, they have come to celebrate with Dad, and it's a working Father's Day for the dads on our crew. Happy Father's Day to all, and they're playing for this trophy. Final round of the Meijer LPGA Classic for Simply Give. So glad to have you with us. It's been just a great week. Are going for it. Six-way tie at the top when this round began. Lexi Thompson tried to take the lead. Grant Moon, Morgan Pressel.
A hot start today for Lexi. That for her third in a row.
And that would take Lexi to 14 under par and the lead outright, trying to win for the first time in 6 years. Nana Kurtz-Madsen off the green at 7.
She had a poor finish yesterday, bogeying her last 2 holes, but trying to claw her way back.
Hye-Jin Choi looking for her first LPGA title in her 4th season. This for birdie at 8. That moves her into a share of the lead at 14 under par. And another player from Korea trying for her first win, Somi Lee.
Talk about a hot start. Already 6 birdies on her card. This would be the 7th.
All right, so Somi with some close calls, but no wins. 3 tied at the top. Couple more a shot back. Still a half dozen players with a great chance to win here on Lota. Ciganda, and Kay Cockrell is out there. Hello, Kay.
Yeah, that was
Hye-Jin Choi at the 10th.
Little longer birdie putt than she had envisioned.
Watching what Somi is doing, knowing that it's out there.
And once again, Carlota Ciganda has put herself in position to break a long victory drought. It goes back to the end of 2016. She's got this putt, Kay, to tie the lead.
She certainly does, and she's starting to create some momentum here in the middle of the round. She birdied 8 and then made a beautiful birdie putt, an aggressive putt at 9 for birdie. So this for 3 in a row. It was an aggressive chip that had a chance to go in for eagle, but it has left her with a downhill putt. I think she can go ahead and keep this inside the hole, however.
All right, so 6 tied heading into this final.
When she lost in a playoff to Se-Young Kim, nothing like coming to an event for the first time and almost winning. She has a great host family that she stays with here every year. Loves this place, loves the energy. She's got a wedge in her hand, which is plenty of club with a helping left to right wind. Really doesn't want to hit this more than 145, 147 yards. Greens are firm and releasing.
Okay, can't flirt with anything beyond the holes. Everything past the hole location slopes away.
Playing this left of the flag. Asking it for it to stop.
This is a great story. Bronte Law. This is at the 12th. She has only at the 11th. Co-leader Carlota Ciganda for birdie.
Kind of a difficult putt downhill with the significant right to left break.
Par.
Just inside left here. She's been really solid with those short putts.
And up at the 11th, Hye-Jin Choi to take the lead.
A little bit of left to right break.
This is for birdie at the 11th.
Oh, that for 2 in a row grand.
Megan Kang. Okay, so trying to maybe to take the lead.
And you were rightly saying, nice uphill attempt here. It's got a bit of left movement to it as well. Oh, it didn't move left, it stayed out there.
I think she was playing it left to right, and sometimes when she hits those putts, her hands drop through impact. The putter will have to be perfect to win, and just about everybody will tell you that is not necessary. But for Nana, I think a lot of it is controlling her reactions. I think that's a big part of how she's going to manage this back nine.
Big putt for a big hitter. First and only player from Denmark to win on the LPGA for her 8th birdie of the day.
She's got such a simple putting stroke. Back and through. Misread there. It's one of the reasons why she's just such a consistent player. Nothing really flashy about her golf game, but
With a gap wedge in hand. Ideal yardage this hole, playing downwind right now.
At the 12th.
Yeah, James and Carlota are going to be married this December in her hometown of Pamplona, Spain. That's a gap wedge as well on its way. A little more awkward angle from the right-hand side of the fairway.
You got players trying to win for the first time, some trying to break long victory drought. Has a chance to make it a 5-way tie.
Coming off of a good putt at the last hole, I think you feel good.
in birdies, she has certainly made plenty of them, but a few too many mistakes to go along with them.
She's been aggressive today on the putting green. Right to left break, plenty of speed.
And this has just a bit of downhill in it. Initially it's flat, and then as the ball approaches the hole, it's going to want to accelerate just a smidge, but quite makeable.
This is the distance, Karen, that I think is so important for
Ciganda for par.
Nervy 3-footer left.
just talking about that distance, maybe feeling more comfortable there.
In the water with a par 3, and now Hye-Jin still looking for that first win and a great chance here. And so Hye-Jin Choi gets it to 15 under. Her caddy Pete only lead to tie her.
Just curling down to the left, a little bit down the hill here as well. Missed the last two putts low.
And now leading by 1 at 13, Hye-Jin Choi.
Yeah, 6-iron in hand. Breeze picking up, hurting, and actually a little from the left.
Set up way on the
And
left
that was
side
a good,
of that
smart
tee box.
shot.
Yeah, trying to give herself a good angle into that right hole location.
Now Ciganda.
And that's a 7-iron. Not struck well, kind of wiped that one. And has played well out of the sand so far this week, quite well. And as you said, Morgan, fairly straightforward shot. It's just about 20 paces to the hole. Flat lie, plenty of green to work with.
Yeah, she's 4 of 6 from bunkers this week. There's too much spin on that one.
Sofia Garcia at the 13th.
And hasn't been in this position too many times, and in fact hasn't played well this year.
And Hedgen with a
Putt earlier in the week, we saw some players struggle with the distance control.
I think it's harder if she bogeyed the second hole and has made 4 birdies since, trying to hold her position here with an uphill putt for par.
Like a pull right off the face.
the rookie from Japan. This was her 3rd at the 18th. How about a 65 to close it out? Moves her into the top 10. And another great finish for a terrific young player, Sister Chisato.
More importantly, there's a par 5, a couple of par 5s coming up, but I think Lexi is due for something better than a birdie to happen on those. She's playing this one to move a little to the right.
She loves this place. Last year, just a couple of weeks after announcing she'd be stepping away from a full-time schedule, she came here and had a putt or a chip shot that hung on the edge that would have won it. She wound up losing in a 3-hole playoff. Lily Avu. Sofia Garcia for par at 13. How impressive has she been, Morgan?
Yeah, she said, you know, I don't know what version.
Lexi tried to join Brooke. Nana Kurtz-Madsen for par at the 12th.
Didn't see too much in this one.
She just swiped at that one. Karen stood up immediately. Wow.
Had a 2-shot lead with a couple to go.
Rough, I don't think it's been mowed all week. 61 paces to the front, allowing for the hit and release. Needs to get up that false front.
Got the hit, no release, and now this one trickling back toward her.
Pretty lucky to have a clear shot after hitting that tree with her second.
Up at the 17th, Somi Lee of Korea, she has bogeyed this hole each and every day, Morgan, but that would likely not be the case today. Considering her state of play, she is putting together the most solid round of golf.
Has been the hardest hole of the week here, this 17th. That's not going to be the easiest putt. Up and over a bit of a ridge right there.
Fellow countrywoman, Hedgen Choi at the 14th, her 3rd shot at the par 5.
64 yards to the hole. This needs to get up.
14.
Kay Cockrell with a look at this one.
Not easy. Uphill, then flat plateau. Decent shot.
And we will go to the 17th. And a birdie look, albeit an outside shot to get this one for Somi Lee. She will take a par on this hole.
Yeah, uphill to start. Then as the color changes in the green, goes downhill, breaking to the left. All about dialing in the speed here. Reasonable effort.
Yeah, that par putt will not be taken lightly, for sure. For sure. As we get back to Ciganda, and the 4th now for her Kay.
More straightforward shot than Choi had.
And one breakthrough for the first time. You also have Somi Lee. Could she post a number, potentially eagle 17, and give the chasers something to think about? We'll see.
Sofia Garcia of Paraguay. This is a great story. I mean, she hasn't made a cut in this tournament in 2 previous appearances, has not made a cut this season, 0 for 4. Found herself in that tie for the lead that included 5 other women at 11 under, trying to break through in big fashion here. That one failing to drop, but nonetheless, she's going to take a lot away from this.
Really clutch putt right there. That was important. She doesn't really show a lot of emotion that way, but you'd have to think inside she knows that was a really big putt right there.
Choi and Somi Lee, they have quite a bit of history together, not only coming from the same country, but they've done some battle over the years. This was just a moment ago for Lee.
That position.
We will get back to the 15th. We saw the tee shots from this group, and this is a birdie putt on the way for the leader. Grouping that includes Sagstrom, and she has an eagle chance from off the green, or far away, I should say.
Not very easy. It is. I mean, distance-wise, but also with the break. I mean, look how much she's having to allow for this one to move to the right.
Much movement to this one.
I would say it might just want to slide to the right, if anything. It was beautiful. That wedge to 5 feet. This would be for her 5th birdie today. Oh, really nice.
Now Ciganda just one off the pace, and the leaders.
She's well above average on tour in putting stats.
And curls that one on the low side. She works with Chris Cho, as so many players do, on her putting. Definitely been a strong addition to her game. Just curls it in on the low edge here.
And how big were these last 2 par putts?
Massive. The one on the last hole didn't even look like she was trying that hard. This one took a little more effort, but it's in the bottom of the hole now.
A couple of questionable situations the last 2 holes, and come out with strong par putts on each. Now at the 16th, getting a good look here.
It's a difficult hole location. It's in the front part of the green for the first time this week, and she managed it well.
That is going to be a brutal putt from there.
And this for birdie from Somi Lee at the 18th, trying to put up a number. But 14 under will likely not be the winning number.
Seen crazier things here, but you wouldn't think it would be enough. I wouldn't.
In the future, as she waits to see what happens. Let's check out Ciganda here at the 16th.
2 paces ahead of where Choi hit. Plays 13 yards uphill. This is a 9-iron. Trying to hoist it high, pulled it a little with a draw.
That's going to happen.
Back at the 15th, and a long range birdie putt for Madsen.
Pretty just pointing to a little spot that's going to set this ball on a line that's just on the
Putt of a similar length from off the green. Looks like she's set up to play some left to right break here.
I think she pulled that one from where she was wanting to start it, Morgan.
That happening, Kelly. This is such a difficult putt. She is aiming at least 5 feet left. Watch it curl down. Just try to get it close. I think the one thing that really impresses me is she's kept it to just 2 bogeys all week. So minimizing her mistakes. The only player to have a bogey-free round yesterday. But this whole location, as I said, first time all week it's up here. This green is so severe, particularly at the front of the green. She knows this is uber fast. Just has to putt it as if it were like a foot and a half putt.
She makes this one, okay? She is in the super driver's seat going into the last 2 holes.
Oh, so close. And then look.
May have been some things you can't repeat on air.
Well, it's never going to be easy on a Sunday trying to win, especially for the first time, but she's handling it quite well so far. Which is exactly what she did. A little bit of a side door there, but in the door nonetheless. Classic for Simply Give. Nana Korst Madsen here at the 16th.
From 106, plays 13 yards uphill. Good lie. You can actually see the flag here for the first time all week.
Oh, and that is a brilliant shot right there. Leaves it below the hole. Good birdie opportunity there. There have been 10 birdies today on this 16th. I can guarantee almost all of them have been from below the hole.
There's just not much green below that hole, so it's tough to get it there. Now Thompson from an A1 position.
Exactly the same yardage as Madsen, 106. It's a gap wedge.
Oh, flighting it nice and low, but this one not able to
that's going to
get high enough.
Big mistake with the wedge. That's the thing.
This is Hye-Jin Choi at the 17th.
Carlota Ciganda hit a good-looking tee shot, at least from the tee. The fairway does tilt left to right. Success on this hole correlates with hitting the fairway, and this is a push right into the trees and perhaps the rough.
And on the hosel side of this, it's not very easy. You've got to create a fairly steep angle into the back of the ball. And she's looking at a spot short of the green to bounce it on.
It's hard, Karen, to bounce it through Poana. It can tend to bounce straight up the first bounce, so something to watch here.
That came out of there really well.
Yeah, not a bad shot, but that's going to be a...
And these fans, they have a mutual respect for each other. Celine Boudier has an eagle chance here at the 18th. She got off to a hot start early in the week and then cooled off yesterday, but has been playing some good golf in 2025.
Yeah, she had a bit of a tough season last year trying to follow.
I mean, you know you're leaving yourself in a tough spot when you're above the hole here at this front hole location.
Really, then, he said, hard to get this one to the hole. This falling to the right, not the ideal putt, but I love the way that Madeline sets into her putt. She's got great posture, really looks balanced, and she keeps that putter low to the ground through the stroke.
The only winner this season in her 30s, all the rest in their 20s. Hye-Jin Choi, also a 20-something. Lexi Thompson, now 30 years old. And we'll take a look at the trouble that Hye-Jin Choi is facing here at the 17th.
Not many positives from this situation. If she tries to chip out left, she's going to be blocked by the trunk of the tree.
Does she have any chance, Kay, to get this on the green, or just has to play for position for the next shot?
Position for the next shot. It's just a matter of where. She has to get it past that next big tree to ensure she'll get her third on the green. Thick rough all the way up to the short bunker. I think she's going to aim. If she tries to hit a punch shot, she could punch it up kind of in one of the left bunkers.
She's got quite a lofted club here, Kay.
Yeah, I think she's looking left to just try to hit it about 80 yards and get it in the short grass.
A lot of tree.
Whoa, that
got through.
Ricocheted. That is incredible. I mean,
Catch up with Madsen for birdie at 16.
Oh, this one is incredibly slow. Back up the hill.
Coming at it from the right angle, but did not give it the pace that it needed. And now the second for Ciganda at 17.
a prime opportunity for her with a wedge in hand after a 300-yard drive. Being aggressive.
Oh, what an opportunity to take advantage here with Hye-Jin Choi in trouble. What a beautiful shot from that hanging line. Not easy to that left hole location. And just stuffs it to kick-in range.
Nice to hear a bit of a Sunday roar here at Blythefield. Ciganda trying to go and get it.
There are certainly plenty of people who are ready to erupt, ready to see shots like this.
Oh, yeah, she's pumped up. That's game face right there. As we head over to the 16th, and a par putt for Lexi.
And this has got a huge break on it. Really hard to give this enough.
Nothing about that said she was confident over that putt.
It was just a really hard putt there, Karen. The mistake was on the second. Missing the green short, trying to be too perfect and leave that below the hole, and it ended up costing her.
Her second bogey in her last 4 holes when it matters most. Third for Choi.
She's in excellent position to recover. That was a 90-yard shot, right on the number.
And guess what? About another 5-foot par putt. Well, after a timely and talented shot into this 17th green, this tap-in birdie is all that was left for Carlota Ciganda of Spain to now tie the lead with Hye-Jin Choi. And the par 5 18th ahead, so another scoring opportunity. Meanwhile, Hye-Jin Choi, over the course of her last 3 holes, has put herself in tough spots with lengthy par putts, but has come up big on every one of them. That was at 14. And then this one at 15, a little trickier, Morgan.
Now this was after being aggressive with her birdie putt, ran it that far by. But clutch.
And then a strange decision on 16 out from the right rough with a high lofted club in what probably required a low lofted situation, but she escapes, gets the par, and now we catch up with her.
And she fortunately, well, just watched Sofia Garcia miss a par putt outside of where Hye-Jin's putting, and it dove left and it was on the slow side. So she knows she's got to play this to the right edge and firm.
Meanwhile, Carlota Ciganda in her own little world, her own little cocoon on the tee at the par 5 18th. Looking to put up one more number to give Choi something to think about. Here she goes. And finally she cracks.
She pushed that a little.
It looked like a good roll, Kay. Just played a little bit too much break and caught that high side. Thought it might still lip in. That could be very costly there.
Well, as Kay said, it's hard to do this 3 or 4 times in a row.
It's what's really hard to do is to make par from the right trees on this hole. I mean, that just, you can't hit it there off the tee. She tried, worked really hard to give herself that putt to save par, but looking for a fresh golf ball. Yeah, I'd want a fresh golf ball after it rattled around at those trees too.
And all of a sudden, Ciganda is the solo leader and on the tee at 18. Kang with an eagle opportunity at the 18th to jump it to 11 under. Beautiful roll. And what
hole is open ahead of her, Kay, so that's also probably one of the reasons falling a little bit behind, but she had a beauty here yesterday with that banana cut that she likes to hit, carving it around this dog leg.
Well, that was a high fade, not a big turn left to right.
Well, I don't want to call it gamesmanship. I don't want to call it game.
Bunker and try to cut it a little, and if it goes through into the left rough, okay.
Okay, she surprised me yesterday. She took it right over the center of that bunker, not known for her length. It was a beautiful tee shot.
Well, this is going a little on the right side of that bunker.
Way she can generate some spin.
below the hole. That's going to be not the easiest putt, but certainly a makeable.
Sagstrom getting ready to play her second.
She has a wedge out. She has 141 total. This is a strong group of players here in this group, so Sagstrom also can generate some spin on this, and she knows she can because she saw Nana's ball land in front of her.
She's trying to take a little something off of that one, but wonderfully judged distance control.
And now Lexi's turn.
Same yardage, 141. Ball is below her feet. Different angle. I like this angle to the flag better. It's more up the green.
She's a little further
Because
back, but similar angle, Karen, to what we just saw from Carlotta Ciganda. Stuff it into a foot. Lexi needs some of that magic right here, but it's leaking.
Well, a birdie would be huge here. Hye-Jin Choi at the 18th, her second.
She actually has a shot, 5-iron in hand. Not getting the cut on it, but it should find the green.
Yeah, that'll chase up into the heart of the green there. Have a lengthy putt. And a lot of what happens right now is all about what Carlotta Ciganda can do here on this 18th.
She is in a great position here, Kay.
She's given herself another fantastic opportunity. A pretty darn level lie, 7-iron in hand, 177 to the hole. Going after this one hard. Aggressive swing.
Walking after it like she likes it. Safe play there. Hole high. Under that kind of pressure.
And I think it has to go a little to the left. But it's almost set in a bit of a valley where the hole is cut right now. But you've got to give this one a go.
Yeah, this has to get to the hole, Karen. Giving it many looks.
It's not going to.
Yeah, the pace was never there for either Lexi or Madsen. Her lone LPGA win coming in 2022 at the...
Funny things to people.
Well, and for Choi, the birdie almost feels like a must, and for Ciganda, the birdie feels like a bonus.
Morgan, she hit that with pretty good pace. That ended up not being as fast as either one of us thought it would.
Stranger things have happened. With all the distance that she packs, this par is crucial, and it is so unfortunate. This back nine clearly getting away from her today.
Yeah, just has missed a few putts on this back nine, and that unforced error at 16. You're nervous, Kay. The speed on your putts may show up your nerves and your distance control.
Out to the right immediately. Lots of pace.
Down the last few holes like she's done. Every dollar counts.
And these are going to be her first dollars of the season. Wow, every one of these putts slamming on the brakes, except for the one by Ciganda. Nonetheless, though, something to grab onto for Sofia Garcia. As I mentioned, 0 for 4 this season in cuts made on 5 to 6 footer, Kay.
Exactly. It's a 5-footer. Important to go through your routine, breathe, and try to relax and trust what you're doing.
Must make.
Clutch yet again. The one at 17 got away from her for par, but the other 4 in the last 5 holes, she's nailed it.
Yeah, she had to make this, Kelly, to put some kind of pressure on Carlota to have to make this putt now to win and avoid a playoff. Never left the center of the hole right there. And she breathes, at least for a few more moments.
So how does that change the mindset for Ciganda now?
Well, because Carlota is a supremely skilled match player, and in this moment it really is like match play, and if she can get into that mindset and feel like she's closing out the match by making this putt, I think she'd be in a good mind frame.
She's been solid with this length all week.
Well done, and she's hoping that will seal the deal here at the Meijer LPGA Classic. And likely will be the case. What a week of golf. Every single round in the 60s. It's been nearly a decade since she's won on tour. And that putt, excuse me, that shot at 17, that clutch putt here at the 18th, Morgan, those are the marks of champions.
You just think about what Carlota has been through in her career and the close calls that she's had. And to be in that moment, have that putt where she's had some nervy putts in those moments.
Here on the 18th, Sagstra from just off the green.
Yeah, she's just going to go ahead whilst Nana Kurtz-Madsen takes relief from the stands.
It's a nervy day for everyone.
This whole week here, Karen.
She has been. There's been a few wobbly moments, but she's managed to kind of get it back together again. Her caddy's really been talking to her constantly throughout the whole day, trying to sort of keep her in her own little world and not let things get on top of her too much. I mean, she's insanely hard on herself, and I think that's where all this comes from.
Perfectionist mentality.
Tension yet again at a Meijer LPGA Classic.
Well, I think this is something that she can build on for next week, for sure. You know, you're taking some form into a major, and I think that's what everybody wants. And obviously, you'd like to come up with the win, but I think knowing that you're going into a major championship with form, I think that's a very positive thing to take with you on that plane.
I think it's great.
Really gave him a thrill.
I think it's great too for Lexi playing a few weeks in a row here. She's playing.
And once you know that you can no longer win the tournament, and as soon as that moment's gone, then you have to try and find a way to pick yourself up to finish as strong as you can and try and make as much money and get as many CME points as you possibly can, because ultimately they all count at the end of the year. But it is hard to do.
Yeah, not enough. We saw that just a few moments ago as well. That's a tough putt to judge pace-wise. 49th is Madsen in the race to the CME Globe. 61st on the money list and 71st in the world. So she'll pick up points and dollars on every level this week. And now Sagstrom with the chance here for birdie at the last.
And another player that can take some good momentum into next week. She's hit the ball well throughout the course of this week, and she's made some good putts, and I think that's a very positive thing.
Yeah, I mentioned the win at the T-Mobile match play earlier in the season, but she came into this week, Morgan, missing 3 of her last 4 cuts, so she can also be proud of the fact that she's found some momentum heading into next week's major championship. 10 under for Sagstrom on the week. A lovely birdie there, and she seems like she has her head in a good place right now. Climate is us. It's hot, it's humid, stormy at times, but the golf should be great. And maybe appropriate here on her 10-year anniversary of winning. here in 2015 that she's the last player to putt out. And does it in style. A lot of love for Lexi. And she says right back at you, Michigan. I know you have special ties to this place as well, Morgan. It's a great state, and they love their golf.
Yeah, they certainly love their golf, and they love Lexi. She had the biggest crowds all week.
And while we have this moment,
Generation, there definitely has been a trend lately for the younger players to really have taken over the tour. Not too many players with the longevity of a player like Carlota Ciganda to think finally break through after a 9-year win drought. Really amazing.
well, and I enjoy